My thoughts for the day. I I have been thinking a lot about human rights and whether or not that is a thing. Because if you say human rights, I assume that you mean that the rights I have by virtue of me being human. Now, if there are human rights and all of us are human, then doesn't that mean that everyone on the planet has the same rights? That is the logical conclusion, right? And that your rights do not depend on anyone or anything. They just lay on the foundation of you being human. Now, the follow-up question I've been asking myself is, if I have human rights, why do I need government to tell me what rights I have, or government to protect those rights? And why do governments pick and choose which rights to protect and which ones not to protect? And more than that, if indeed I have human rights, I have rights, right? The Kenyan Bill of Rights guarantee, like use the word guarantee, me freedom of movement, guarantee me the right to life and liberty to a large extent. Why then does the government have power to limit the rights I have as a human? Like, make that make sense. Like, if I have a right to movement within my nation as guaranteed in the Kenyan Constitution, why then would a government institute policies which will make me not exercise that right? Well, they may use the excuse of pandemic. They may use the excuse of insecurity. And all these things, what baffles me is that the government taxes me and all Kenyans so that the government can provide health care, so that they can put in place measures and to deal with health issues, which should not infringe on my rights. That is the way I look at it. Like, I'm giving you money, part of what I earn from my sweat, in order that you provide me with such services without infringing on my personal rights, right? So that is the assumption. So in Kenya, the measures were not so bad. They were not good, but they were also not extreme. It's not like the West, which touts itself as, a center of civilization where human rights are guaranteed and protected. Yet, just this week, or was it last week, somebody in Australia, there was a manhunt for a person by the police, not because the person had killed someone, not because the person had robbed someone, not because somebody had, committed a crime that would, in my opinion, necessitate a manhunt. what did the person do? The person sneezed in an empty elevator. Let me repeat that again for those people who are into this nonsense of, the government knows what's best for us and the government has reasons. Tell me the reason why the police should issue or conduct a manhunt for a person who sneezed in an empty elevator. This is Australia, somewhere, and I think the West is going crazy. I have seen footage of people being tackled and tased because they were outside in a park enjoying sunset alone, like there is nobody around them. Somebody is just sitting in a park in open space, and you get tased, you get arrested. And these are places which pretend that they care about human rights, pretend that they protect human rights like no other. So that really got me thinking, and I came to one conclusion, that we don't have rights, we have privileges. Privileges that the government of the day can allow us to enjoy or take away from us. So before you start calling things rights, I have come to the conclusion I might be wrong. If I am wrong, let's engage. That you only have rights as much as the government of the day is willing to give them to you. So that now means that those are not rights but privileges. Rights I should have whether governments want me to have them or not. And the government should protect my rights whether they like it or not. But if I have to take what the government gives, then that is a privilege, not a right.